There's a part of healing people don't talk about much. The part where honesty doesn't feel freeing. It feels like breaking. When I stopped pretending, I thought things would settle. They didn't. They stirred. And today I want to talk about that space. Honesty didn't organize my emotions or clean anything up. It made things louder, heavier, even more confusing. Feelings I had managed for years started showing up uninvited. Grief surfaced where I thought acceptance lived. Patterns I had excused started standing out. And instead of clarity, I felt disoriented because what surfaced felt familiar. The exhaustion, the sensitivity, the ache in my chest. It reminded me of trauma. So I couldn't tell, was I healing or was I unraveling? I remember thinking, I just told the truth. Why do I feel worse? The question followed me into the season I lost my baby. When I went to the ultrasound, I already knew. My body knew. My spirit knew. And still, I cried in ways that surprised me. I hadn't held this child. I was early, but I was grieving deeply. Not just the baby, but what the baby represented. A tenderness I had only recently learned to desire. And grief didn't come alone. Guilt surfaced too. Old memories, old choices, old shame. I didn't know if I was allowed to grieve. I didn't know what belonged to the present and what belonged to the past. Everything felt so layered. Life and loss in the same body at the same time. Hope and heartbreak in the same week. Then I remembered something Jesus said, that some sorrow feels like loss, but is actually labor. And that verse stopped sounding poetic. It sounded diagnostic because what I felt wasn't peace yet, but it also wasn't the old despair I was used to. It felt like something was being worked through. And Isaiah asked a question that steadied me. Do I bring to the moment of birth and not give delivery? That reminded me that the stirring mattered, that not all pain points backwards. Some pain is connected to the formation. As honesty continued, I started seeing myself clearly. How I spoke when I felt threatened, how I quickly reached for control, how I often withdrew, and seeing myself clearly didn't feel freeing at all. It felt devastating. I wasn't only grieving what happened to me, I was grieving who I became because of it. Psalms 51 says, God desires truth in the inward parts. Living that truth meant letting Him show me the space between who I am and who I had learned to be. And that space hurt. I kept asking, what is this? What is grief? What is guilt? What is growth even? Hebrews says discernment is learned over time. I didn't have discernment yet. I only had awareness. And awareness without discernment can feel a lot like chaos. Not every pain means the same thing. Some pain calls you back into survival. Some pain calls you out of it. Some discomfort is a warning. Some discomfort is a doorway. And honesty eventually brings you here. Not quick answers, but disentanglement. Learning to separate the wound from yourself, the past from the present, the breaking from the becoming. Healing didn't begin when the feeling stopped. It began when I learned to listen differently.